At the end of the last video, we were going to show you how to send a message from the main menu of our chatbot. So it's this option over here. And what I want to do is let a user capture his name and email address and instantly send a message to the agent or to the person who is running the particular chatbot. You can, of course, always get the user details by looking at the conversation inside Chatling, but in my case, I want to do this almost instantly. So what we need to do is create a form, go back here, drag it across. You might notice I can change the name of each of the groups. As I have done on all the other group names, main menu, ask a question, etc. I'm going to connect the sender message to this particular form, and I need to set up a form. And I'm going to have two things in the form. One is going to be the person's name. And you've seen this already via Chatling's own video. The variable is going to be called contact name, and the email address is going to store the information in a variable called contact email. That's now captured. It doesn't do anything, but at least we've got the first step of the sending an email. The second step, and this is what I've done, is to send an HTTP request. Basically, we need to call a website. Let me just drag this across. And this form is going to be connecting to this HTTP request. And all I need to do here is call a particular web page, which I have designed myself. You can't use it. You'd have to create your own or ask me to create it for you. But the web page I want to create is this. I want to call is this one. And I want to send two parameters to this particular web page. One must be the name, which comes from the variable. We know this already, called contact name. And the second parameter I want to send is going to be email. And that's going to come from the variable that we created just a moment ago over here called contact email. If I've typed everything correct, I'm now going to be able to save and publish. And effectively what I've done is I've called a new web page directly via the form. I had to then design the web page. It's a simple script if you know PHP. If you don't, it's not too complicated. Of course, how did I do it? Well, I could have designed it myself, but I went to good old ChatGPT. I said, I want a PHP script that receives two parameters. It must send this to an email address called Keith@ETPhones. And after a couple of minutes of chatting and asking questions, it gave me the source code that I'm going to need that works. Checks to see whether I am sending a name and an email address, and it then sends an email using the PHP mail script. Very simple. I have saved this. I can preview this. Send a message. It asks for the name and my email address. And submit. And if everything works, which it does, it has now sent me an email. You can't see it on the screen, but I have just received an email called new submission with my details on it, or the details of this particular user on it. As simple as that. So this is the end of the very first tutorial using some of the slightly more advanced features of Chatling. As I discover more things, I'll probably put up additional videos. If you want to get hold of me at some point, you can send me an email to keith@mybot.business. Hope you've enjoyed this so far.